that's the thing that people have noticed. Like oh wow, your initials are on the dial. Like, they know nothing else about watches. They know that that's unique. There we go.
Yes.
There you go. You'll have to forgive me. I mean, it's Sunday night here, so.
That's no problem. We appreciate the time you're taking to do this. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to run it by you, I know we also kind of mentioned it. I'm TK, and this is Vivian. And we're here potentially trying to use this opportunity to kind of understand, what our customers feel about us and etc. and one or two things. All right. So just to kick off, like, how did you actually discover UNDONE?
To be honest, I don't even remember exactly. I know that I know that UNDONE had not been around very long when I first stumbled across the company. It was probably social media, if I am remembering correctly. But I want to say maybe I saw like the Killy in an Instagram ad or something, and I clicked through. Yeah, it's just I do a lot of sort of window shopping, ongoing. But I got my most recent watch just this past October, the base camp. So.
How are you liking that one? Since I know the one before you got the Urban, right?
So I have two Urbans and I have a base camp. And I like all of them, to be honest. As I've evolved in my watch collecting, I've sort of shifted more towards automatics. That's interesting to me. So I certainly, when that came out, that got more attention. I actually just earlier today, I was looking at an Arrows that, will likely be my next one. But again, living in that automatics world. But, all three of these watches are still heavily in my rotation. I mean, I've been working from home for a year now, and I still try to wear a different watch every day.
Every day.
It's something I do for me, so.
Did you customize them, or what actually pushed you over to make that decision to buy them?
Yeah, there was a stretch of time, candidly, it was before I had a kid, where I was, going out and searching for clothes and shoes and watches and things that were custom. And I liked the idea of having something that was unique to me. And even if it was as small as, my initials on the dial or whatever. And that's probably, especially with my two Urbans, that's the thing that people have noticed. Like oh wow, your initials are on the dial. Like, they know nothing else about watches. They know that that's unique.
Yeah.
I was very interested in just the idea of having a custom, a custom piece and something that could just be unique to me. So I also really like the option, like the case back printing. So my most recent one, my base camp, was actually an anniversary gift for my wife. And so it put a family picture on the back, and it's just one of those things. I mean, like, this will be stuck with me for the rest of my life. Nobody else is going to be interested in it. It's a part of my collection that I'm never going to part with. So.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
That's actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of the reasons why we actually created this experience. I think just making it accessible to everyone, because the whole process of going to customize a watch in the past would have just been you having to go to this shop, and if you didn't know your bits about watches, either you pay too much, or it takes too long, or it's too intimidating. But it's just nice to hear that people are going through this and using this for more emotional / meaningful sort of interactions. So it's good.
Sure, absolutely. And I mean, to be honest, like the point you just made about, going to a shop or something and getting it customized that way. I mean, there's definitely something to be said for the Price is Right on these. I mean, you're bringing home a custom piece that is price comparable with, if you're going to go buy a Seiko or something and modify it. I mean, just getting the watch and then buying all the parts and getting somebody to customize it and doing all that, it starts racking up a lot more quickly. So the idea of just being able to hop onto a website, get what you want is great. But the watches themselves, I mean, the build quality is fantastic. The finish quality is great. The printing is top notch.
Would you recommend UNDONE? And if so, what reasons would you give them to go ahead with the purchase?
It would probably depend on the person. I I would not hesitate to offer it to somebody if I knew it was somebody that appreciated, the things that Undone brings, the customization, the unique quality. I'm kind of known as a watch guy. If somebody came to me and just said, hey, I got $500 to blow, I want an everyday watch that has X, Y, and Z, maybe I'd point them somewhere else. I don't know. But certainly for the things that Undone does well, yeah, absolutely. One of the things I've always appreciated, and one of the things that drew me to Undone originally was the dial, or at least with the original Urban, like the Killy and the Speedy and those, they weren't trying to clone anything, but they were sort of homages to more famous watches. Yeah. I've been interested in the I'm gonna probably get the name wrong, but the Newman Speedy, the sort of Newman Daytona-esque design, and like the history of the Killy dial, and sort of just, I like when there's kind of a story behind the design, without being a straight up tribute or something. I mean, you can get a $30 watch from China for that, if that's what you're going for. So, I like those things that can sort of nod or wink to history and have a sort of built-in legacy to them.
Oh, that's nice to hear. So then, would it be more like, because you say story and everything, but more of a wink? I assume our collaborations aren't something that you're 100% interested in. It's just something what we find is quite funny. There's some people that are just in love with our inlines, and then
Sure.
other range that are just in love with the collaboration. So it's
it's interesting because I've followed all the collaborations pretty closely, and actually before my wife bought me the base camp, she was actually trying to order one of the Batman collaborations, and
okay.
I don't know, couldn't get her credit card to work or something, I don't remember, but probably the only reason I don't have one in my collection is I've just at whatever point in time just gone a different route, and it's not to say that I wouldn't get one in the future, I just haven't gotten one yet. It's a delicate balance, because so I think the Simple Union collaborations, that kind of stuff where you're dealing with other design shops that are bringing something to the table, that there's something interesting about that. I don't know if you're familiar with the Timex does their Todd Snyder collaborations, and they do their archive designs and that sort of thing. That to me is very interesting. The DC collaborations. The Batman one is interesting because I'm a Batman fan, but I'm less interested in the Flash or Superman or any of those. And the flip side, you can look and Invicta's doing that and Seiko's doing that, and I don't know that I like it as an overall trend. If there's something that's right, great. If it fits well, if it's mutually beneficial for both brands, great. But the sake of getting a Street Fighter watch for to have a Street Fighter watch, it's what was it? Everybody this year or last year's been doing Snoopy watches, and 2 years ago it was Mickey Mouse, and it's sort of, I don't know, it loses something to me. It's I've got the Mickey Mouse Chanel level, I got the Timex Snoopy, whatever. It's I don't care. But if there's something more, if there's something richer about it, I guess, rather than just sort of slapping some other trademark on the dial.
Yeah, creating substance and telling a story, but a story that hasn't really been told, or a story that is less known, sort of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just not to drop another brand in front of you, but so today I've been wearing my original grain. Sorry, it's a little blurry here. Stupid webcam. But so this is it's their Wrigley Field collaboration after the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, and the bezel is reclaimed wood from seats they took out of Wrigley Field. And I lived 3 blocks from the stadium during that World Series, so I had to have that watch. It had a deeper story than just, I'm sure I could go anywhere else and get a watch with a Cubs logo on it. It's something that's more ingrained.
Wow.
That's actually cool. We haven't actually really gone in that direction. Actually, a lot, but I can see the value in that right now. Like you just saying that, because that, well, I will always be a part of you now in terms of like you're part of it now, and that's something you can't really.
Yeah, anywhere
Yeah.
else, right?
Yeah, and it's just something that to me it means more than just, you know, I got a watch with a Cubs logo on it, or you know, something like that. You can always find that stuff. There's nothing intrinsically special about it.
It's just another merch, right? For a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah. You might as well go drop, you know, $30 at some gift shop somewhere.
And then throw it in it's covered. I see. Okay.
You know, generally I've had no real what I would call significant complaints, and I haven't had any issues by any means. You know, I remember the old website was sort of, you know, here's your smorgasbord of every option, you know, pick your case, pick your dial, go on and so forth. And for someone like me, I thought that I liked that. I liked the breadth of the variety. I notice in the current version of the website, it's a little more tailored. You know, the Arrow and the Base Camp are built on the same chassis, but you can't get Mercedes hands on an Arrow. You can get baton or you can get syringe.
Yeah.
You know.
So if you're going to give us a suggestion, something like you say, something we can work on in a short space of, not say short space of time, but something we can work on that you think we're missing out on, or something we can go, a direction we can head, what would you tell us to do?
Good question.
Guys, I mean, like, we're open to anything. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. Having followed, you know, Undone kind of from the old days to now, and seeing sort of where it's gone, it's like any of my suggestions might be, well, I miss, you know, the smorgasbord of options as an example, but at the same time, it's like I recognize why that can be problematic. You know, maybe like an experts page, like, no, really, I know what I want. You know, kind of thing. Like, give me the options because I know you can do it. You know, you're just hedging against maybe I won't like it.
Okay, so
That might be an oversimplification, but
No, I get it. We had that with our Aqua, so I don't know if you had a chance like beforehand to go through our first Aqua, where we obviously had more choices.
Yeah, because the Aqua used to have like, I mean, there were a ton of dials and a ton of bezels.
A couple of people have said the same thing as well, saying that, we loved, some people saying, okay, you know what, it's too much customization, you get lost in it a little bit, it helps you, it's like a, what do you call it, decision paralysis or something, right? And then some people,
planning paralysis.
Yeah, they're just like, yo, there's nothing you can do there now, like literally, because because when we took it away, now everyone's like all keen, like, oh, now I want to customize.
Right.
Everyone wanted to, and then when you take something away, right, everyone's like, oh, but back in the day you had this.
Right. Exactly. You never know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah. Exactly.
I actually, sorry, this is neither here nor there, but I actually bought an adapter for my Apple Watch. So I have an Undone strap on my Apple Watch.
Oh.
So this is the strap that came with the bund pad here. So
actually looks good on that, actually.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Looks better than the white rubber, so.
Okay, you're giving us another idea there. Yes, you know, this strap comes with the adapter thing. So if you do want to like switch in between, and it's just one pack of.
Exactly. Yeah, because I bought like a $10 pack of adapters, and so just the quick release pins, and I'm good to go.
That's actually fair. But again, still dropping the bombs, man. I appreciate that. Bro.
Happy to help.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Nice meeting both of you. Have a good one.
You too.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.